What's up, YouTube? Tokens here. Let me just grab a drink here. Hope you're having a great day. And we got another reaction video for you. This one's by the homie Guga. If you don't know who he is, what are you doing with yourself? Or what rock have you been living under? He's a great creator. He does a lot of great food stuff and food experiments. I mean, I have not seen this video, obviously, so it's going to be very interesting to see what this one is. But with that being said, also I want to remind you guys, a lot of you are not subscribed to the channel, which saddens me. You in the blue shirt sitting there. Yeah, you, my friend. You can help me with that just by clicking the subscribe button, turning on that notification bell so you can see whenever I upload any shorts or go live or these reaction videos upload. So yeah, um, I do these live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on stream. Basically 5 p.m. Pacific, except for Wednesdays when I go live at 7:30. And yeah, we will do some reactions here. And who knows what I've got coming up in the future? I don't even know what I've got coming up in the future. If you want to support me, you can do so through firstplayertokens.live. They have links to every way that you can support me. And I do appreciate you no matter how you support me, even just by thumbsing up the video. It means a lot to me. And if you want to be a part of my community and watch these live, we'd love to have you in chat. And I know I am a bit washed out, but that's okay. We're going to go into this video now. It's a Google Foods video. I will be pausing this a lot, just so you know. And here we go, boys.
Chef IQ for sponsoring this video.
Oh, also, before I get into the video too much, I do want to mention, I will let his sponsors and everything play because we're reacting to the video. We may as well let him get his sponsors and everything done in, and it's only right. Especially since I'm not monetized yet. But you out there, you can help me with that. And if you want to know what the website is, it's literally down below. It's down here.
On today's video, we are exploring the biggest scam in the restaurant business. And on this video, we will all learn on how this shameless practice is made. So let's begin. Everything starts off with steaks. There are 3 beautiful prime ribeyes, 1.5 inches thick, and just exactly what you're looking for whenever you buy steaks. The first thing to do is to go ahead and get them seasoned. So for that, I kept it real simple. A good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Every steak was seasoned exactly the same. However, 2 of them are going to have a completely different treatment. And to explain more about it, here's a professional chef that has been
Chef Brian Sao collaboration. He's a good one too. He does a lot of great content. He's definitely worth a subscription as well. If you haven't subscribed to him.
in the business for a very long time.
Hi, I'm Brian Sao, chef owner of Mission Sandwich Social, located here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I've been a professional chef now for nearly 2 decades, and during that time, unfortunately, I have witnessed a dry-aged steak scam at a New York City restaurant that I worked at many years ago, where they had a dish simply called dry-aged ribeye steak that was definitely not dry-aged, but they got away with it because they were using a blue cheese compound butter at the very end of the cooking process. So they would take a dollop of this blue cheese infused butter, melt it down, and baste the steak with it right before it was sliced and sent out to the customer. And I gotta tell you, every night, not a single steak came back because the customer tried it and complained, "I've had many dry-aged steaks before, and this is definitely not dry-aged." No, none of them could tell. I tasted it for myself and I couldn't tell. What I believe the blue cheese does is mimic some of the most important and distinctive qualities of a good dry aged steak, and that's the funky, nutty aromatics and flavors. Night after night, these steaks were served. Night after night, not a single person complained about them. Unfortunately, I think it's probably still happening to this day.
That would not surprise me, to be completely honest with you. I never thought it never even occurred to me that that could be a possibility. But hey, you learn something every day.
So let's see if this scam works. The first thing I needed to do was to find a good quality
There
blue
we go.
cheese. I went with this one. It is expensive and it's known as 1924 Blue. As you can see, this thing is full of Funky Town. Now the process is pretty simple.
That cheese is the mayor of Funky Town. Google.
I first got some room temperature butter and mixed it with 2 tablespoons of this funky cheese. Once everything was fully mixed, I threw it down on some clinch plastic, rolled it up, and once it was solidified in the refrigerator, I went ahead and sliced it. And here we have our very first trial for this scam. As you can see, this compound butter turned out perfectly. But in order to do this properly, right after cooking the steak, I'll be melting the butter down in a pot, and that's gonna allow all of the milk solids to caramelize. Doing this will enhance the flavor tremendously. And my theory is that this will make the steak taste better, especially these brown bits that has been completely infused with blue cheese. However, we still got another scam to run through. To explain to us how it works, here's my second guest, a professional chef that has been in the business forever.
My name is Chef Paul Denamiel, aka Frenchie. I'm
Oh, they finally did a collaboration with both of them. Nice. Frenchie and Brian are fucking amazing people, by the way.
currently the owner of Le Rivage restaurant. I've been born into this business, and so I bounced around a lot of kitchens and I've seen a lot of scams. And the one I want to bring up today is the fact that some chefs will take a lower cut of meat, they will take rendered dry aged fat and use that to paint the steak before it goes out to the customer. Definitely a no-no in my book.
Now to run this experiment, it's pretty simple. This is a rib roast that has been dry aged for
Before we get into this one too much, tell me down below which one you guys think is the worst scam. I think it might be this one for me.
100 days. It is full of funkiness and should give us an incredible flavor of dry-aged steaks. And the first thing to do is to trim it. Now we're going to be using 2 things out of this. A little bit of the pellicle, which is the outer skin, and also a good amount of the fat. So once I was happy with the amount I got, I went ahead and chopped everything up in small pieces, threw it in a pan, and started rending out the fat nice and slow. As the only thing left to do now is to strain it, and there we have it. 100 days dry-aged beef tallow. Will it fake as a dry-aged steak? We're about to find out real shortly, because just like the previous one, I'm going to be adding this to the end of my steak.
Do you think either of these will fool his tasting panel? Which I'm assuming his nephew and the description guy are both going to be on it.
Now the wonderful thing about beef tallow is that it just becomes like butter once it cools down. Use this instead of butter and you are about to be in heaven. And it is truly shameless that restaurants use this technique to fool you. But just in case everything goes wrong, I wanted to go ahead and make an incredible side dish to go along with it. And if I ever had a restaurant,
King of the side dishes, Google Foods.
this will definitely be served. Now to make this, it might look really fancy, but trust me, it is super simple to make. The first thing to do is to soak some bone marrows in water. Doing this will clean out the blood inside. Then you want to broil them until you get a nice golden brown color, just like this. Now our very next component is going to be this. I know it looks like ice cream, but trust me, it's not. The first ingredient is this, cherries. You can literally find it in any supermarket. You'll also be able to find goat cheese. Now don't ask me why, but combining these 2 things together is just
I'll trust you, Google, but that seems like a really, really, really strange pairing. And not one that I thought would go well with bone marrow. Which also I've never had. I think it might be too fatty for me personally, but what do I know?
magical. As you can see, all you gotta do is to mix them together and make a ball. It does not get any easier than that. Next up is a chimichurri to go on top of the bone marrow. This one is also super simple. Into a bowl, combine some onions, followed by parsley, garlic, red wine vinegar, chili crisp oil, season it with a good amount of salt, mix everything well, and the red chimichurri is done. Next up is some roasted potatoes. Now I laid them down on a roasting pan, added a good amount of butter, followed by some garlic, some thyme sprigs, seasoned it with salt, and a good quality olive oil. Baked it in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it was done, it was nicely golden, so I went ahead and transferred to a new dish. As you can see, they are looking good enough to eat already. However,
I mean, he ain't wrong. I would eat an entire bowl of those. Not gonna lie.
we still gotta plate everything up. So I added my bone marrow right on top, followed by that wonderful spicy chimichurri we just made. We cannot forget about our goat cheese. As to finish it up, I added some chives. Now this is today's side dish, and I'll tell you one thing, it will please everyone. Not only is it delicious, but it just pairs up perfectly to go along with steaks. Talking about that, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and cook them. First, I'll be putting a nice wonderful sear. Once that's done, I'll be cooking them in indirect heat until they reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And for that, I'll be using my Chef IQ wireless thermometer.
The wireless thermometers are really cool. Apparently, they have a smartphone app, I believe, where you can see everything. And smartphones are amazing. Not gonna lie. Speaking of, I want to make sure. Yeah, this is fully charged. So guys, that's what happens when you get old. You have bifocals, folks.
Thermometers. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to grill some beautiful steaks. So let's do it.
I'm not gonna lie, even though I just had a big lunch before stream, looking at these, th- they look amazing. I would eat these right now. You don't even have to put the butter or anything on them. Like a wise man once said, "If fat is flavor, then I'm fucking delicious."
Does that look good or what? And before we try it, I want to thank today's sponsor, Chef IQ. As you guys know, I've cooked a lot of steaks. If you want that delicious, juicy steak at a perfect medium rare, there's only one secret. Use the right meat thermometer. And this Chef IQ smart thermometer is my choice to ensure I get a perfect steak every time. It has fast charging technology, so you can charge the thermometer in only 5 minutes to get 20 hours of cook time. It has Wi-Fi enabled technology for unlimited range. Cloud technology gives real-time notifications, so no matter where you are, even for long cooks, you can always be watching those steaks. Use the Chef IQ app to make amazing meals with guided cooking. The app also has easy to follow recipes. You got a USB-C chargeable hub station that makes charging easy. Plug in the hub, pop in a probe, and it charges automatically. The hub even has audio alerts, so if it's time to flip, baste, or remove from the heat, you can get notifications on your phone and from the hub. Chef IQ makes cooking easy. Just insert the probe, set the temp, cook your food, and enjoy. Check them out because all links will be in the description down below. Thanks again, Chef IQ, for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back to it.
Okay, those are really cool. I like to have products like that, especially for people who don't know or aren't as skilled in the kitchen as others. You can use these things, and technology is great.
All right, everybody, here we got our...
And by the way, I called it on the tasting panel. I called it. I watched enough of Google's videos to know. And if you guys out there called it, sound off in the comments below.
Beautiful steak, gentlemen, with an incredible side dish today. What do you guys think?
I'm a big fan of this plating, guys. I really like this a lot.
You like that? Doesn't it look like ice cream?
I'll tell you, it does look like ice cream. It looks like some type of strawberry vanilla ice cream on this thing.
That's exactly what it is.
I hope that's not what it tastes like.
It kind of looks like mochi, right?
I hope it doesn't taste like that because bone marrow, potatoes, and strawberry ice cream, that don't sound good.
It's gonna be delicious, Leo. So here's the deal. This is $2.99 bread that I made it look fancy. Just because it looks fancy, everybody, it doesn't need to cost expensive. This one as well, it's really inexpensive to make. The only reason I did this today is because it's like restaurant style, okay?
Ah, okay. That makes
This
sense.
does look very pretty.
Got a little experiment going on here. I want your honest opinion. All right, enough talking, let's give it a try. Please, dig in. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Predictions on the control steak. It's going to be standard Guga steak. They're going to like it, etc., etc., etc.
Oh, that's that good stuff.
That's what we live for over here.
That is exquisite right there.
What kind of word you use?
SAT word right there.
That's not even in my vocabulary, everybody.
These steaks taste extra good. It's just a perfectly seasoned steak with a beautiful charcoal flavor on it. It's nice and beefy. It's exactly what you want from a steak. This is delicious.
Charcoal, baby.
Charcoal, baby. That's what it is. The kiss of the dragon, everybody. Can you tell what this one is?
Probably control, right?
Tastes like a control to me.
Now the question is, let's see if it's gonna go up from here or down. We're about to find out right now. Dig in on the second one, please, gentlemen. Smell it and tell me what does it smell like.
Will they be able to tell, or will they be fooled by the second steak? Sound off in my chat if you're here live, or if you're in the comments below. Mention down there. Pause the video and mention. I'll give you guys a couple seconds here. I think they may be fooled. Maybe half of them will. I think Guga might be surprised. But I mean, Guga knows, so yeah.
Like
It smells a little funky. It smells
Yeah.
like mold.
a
That's a good description, dude. That's why you're the description guy today.
So tender, so juicy, so beefy. If there's one thing I know about eating steaks here at Guga Foods, it's not about the smell, it's about the taste.
Absolutely right. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Oh,
Oh, that's real good, Leo.
I like that. That's a good mold right here.
Why are you making a weird face?
it's like one of those that you have to analyze.
Does it definitely taste different than the first one?
Yeah.
100% different. There's definitely an added flavor here that wasn't on the first one.
Is it good?
It's strange, but it might be better.
I definitely think it's an improvement from the control steak. I feel like there's a little bit of a moldy, fermented taste with this. I know that doesn't sound very appetizing, but it's kind of nice on this steak.
Not gonna lie, guys.
You calling my mistake moldy and you saying
He calls it moldy, but he says it's good. The duality of man.
it's good?
I would eat this mold 10 out of 10 days.
So it's an improvement.
An improvement for sure.
If you order this steak here on a restaurant, you will be pleasant with it.
Yes.
I mean, if I knew what it was and I asked for that,
No, you don't. You will never know. All right, to cleanse your palates, we're gonna go ahead and try this side dish here, okay? So what this
So,
is, you want,
I'll
why? You want to take the whole bone? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you take the other bone marrow. Grab a piece of bread. Just mix everything together. Bone marrow, goat cheese, everything into the bread, and let's give it a go. Enough talking, let's give it a try.
That side dish looks good. I am not gonna lie.
Cheers, everybody.
cheers.
That's good.
It's a very unique flavor.
A very sophisticated tasting side dish. There's a lot of depth of flavor here. You get a lot of the richness from the bone marrow. You have that beautiful bread with a nice seasoning on top, that goat cheese that adds a little bit of creaminess and some sweetness too. Absolutely blown away. You knocked it out of the park with this side dish. Really good.
It's a very intricate flavor. The savory, the sweet, everything together just tastes like literally like a delicacy.
Very delicious side dish, but now it's time to try the last steak. I'm really curious. Guys, please dig in. Let's go. Smell it first and tell me if you
Curious chat and descript and comment section. Which steak is gonna be better? Do you think to them? I don't know.
smell anything different or weird.
Smells like a normal
steak?
steak to me.
Smell like a normal steak. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Wow.
We came to Funky Town. Tastes like dry age, bro.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Got a little funky dry aged flavor on this steak.
You better take that back.
Why it's not dry aged?
I quit.
Wow. They figured it out.
Chill, chill.
Whoa. What happened?
Bro,
Damn.
come back, dude.
What's going on? You gotta tell us what's
Let's
happening
finish
with
the
the
video.
steaks.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset. Not because of you guys. Experiment worked a little bit too well.
Oh, that's
okay.
a good thing.
And I don't like it that it worked too well. And now I understand the reason why restaurants do it. This is not dry age, by the way. At all.
It does taste like a nice dry aged steak. No off flavor, it's nice and beefy. I can't really tell any difference between that and a controlled dry age.
I think the biggest thing I should have done in this video is to put a real dry aged steak here, but I didn't, so that's bad on me. But it's not dry age, it's just dry aged fat that is completely rendered, and I put it on top of the steak.
So you kind of like infuse the flavor of a dry
No, I
age
just put it on
onto
top, man. I just let it on top.
Oh.
That's so interesting because it definitely tastes like a dry aged steak.
Here's my recommendation to
That's
you.
odd.
Be careful out there, everybody, because this works a little bit too well. What about the second one?
I actually really like the second steak a lot.
But did it remind you of dry age?
No.
Not really
It had,
dry
it
aged.
had a weird, it had a flavor separate to dry age, you understand?
I agree, and it also smells like dirty socks. You guys don't know, but it smells like a dirty sock, everybody, okay? When you're doing it, you know. Trust me when I tell you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. If you haven't got my book yet, I highly recommend, everybody. And here is the biggest advice. Restaurants, don't scam people.
He's correct. If you're a restaurant and you're scamming people and you think you can get away with it, you can't. People know. And there will be a link to this video in the description. I'm going to put it in my chat right now, actually. And yeah, throw support to the channels you love. Hit the like button on this video if you're around and you still want to do it, if you stuck this long into it. I appreciate you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. By the way, these upload every Tuesday and Saturday to this YouTube channel. I'll see you guys. You in the yellow shirt. I'll see you in the next one.